Just a few seconds this time. Hello again. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program Science Mode. Part 35, titled Let's Go to Moho, because the hope is that we will arrive at Moho, at least, this session, and hopefully not explode because we didn't bring enough radiators. This is the plan. Whether we will achieve this, because again, I have no idea how many radiators you need, and I think there was one thing where I don't think I put radiators on the engines, so fortunately that's just a communication satellite, so if that explodes then it's it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Let's resume saved. 47 flights in progress. Right, so I think there were some upcoming maneuvers. I can't remember if we did the the inclination correction for the Scannersat. Let's have a look here. It's probably easier to use this. Right, so the Scannersat, 1 day 45. So there is a maneuver in 1 day, so I assume that that is what we want. But yeah, so the next bunch of things are here. The Dres stuff is still like 50 odd days away, so which is what we would expect. So the Moho lander looks like it's the which one is it? The one that's landed at the Mun, the one that's all there's 2 landed at the Mun. God damn it, which Moho lander is it? Orbiting the Sun, there we go. This is the one. Oof. Some very, very interesting Alright, so that is, yeah, so the Moho lander appears to be the next one in 5 hours, 7 minutes. Which would make sense to do that one first, because that is the first thing that is happening. So let's switch to in-flight mode. And yep, there's going to be nuclear engines going off, because there always are. Oh god. No wait, no there aren't, because we're still using chemical. Okay, that's fine. I did put radiators on the lander, so that's good. There are radiators on the lander, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. We do still have the cap, which we don't need anymore, so I feel like we can like that should be this, shouldn't it? Yeah. I feel like we can get rid of that. Let's point ourselves towards our maneuver and do this before we do that. We delete this one. The next one is a good 4 hours away difference. That shouldn't interfere. Looks like we will be staging when we're doing this, so we will be transferring to the nuclear stage. 1 minute 41 second burn. I feel like it's probably worth doing this in the map view so that we see exactly what's happening. So we focus on Moho. Or at least do it in the map view when we get towards the end of the burn, I think. Yeah, okay. Because we don't want to, we don't want to overdo it or anything. So, we will switch to this view for the start of the burn. And then when we go, after we stage, we'll switch to map view to make sure that we don't screw it up. Because again, like we should have plenty of time to like fine tune this adjustment because. Yeah, like the change in orbital sort of like the timing for the orbits around the sun are incredibly lax, so Right, I think we're ready to go for this one. Yep, we've got rid of that, so we're not going to get screwed for the warp. So let's just time warp to our burn. And then the next thing will be to add the capture burn, which is probably going to take a lot of delta V, because presumably we're going to be traveling very, very fast by the time we get there. Again, there's this oscillation. I'm not sure what the oscillation, what's going on with the oscillation. Like, it's just sort of oscillating. I don't get it. Anyway, 40 seconds to go. Yeah, the last 10 seconds. And initiate burn. There isn't really a lot of difference, is there? Okay, well, this is going to be fun. I feel like we need to stage and then do the rest of this on the nuclear engines, which is going to be that was the wrong button. Okay. So it might not have as much fuel as we anticipated. And we have apparently lost the radiators in that catastrophe as well. Okay. So my issue was that we don't have probe control. Hopefully this will improve that slightly. There we go. Yeah, right. So we didn't have probe control, and instead of pressing M to switch back so I could activate, so I could turn this thing on, I pressed spacebar, which staged our fuel tanks full of nuclear fuel. So this might not actually make it into orbit. Let's hope it does, but we'll find out. Anyway. That could have been an expensive mistake. Because that was a lot of fuel that we just jettisoned. Oh dear. Suddenly not a big fan of hard mode. There you go, anyway. I think that's probably close enough. So the question now is, how much LTV is it going to take to actually like circularize fully? Because, oh no, oh wow, nope. So that is a fair bit. not great. 10-minute burn, but how much can we do on the one stage? Maybe we can refuel it. Alternatively, that's 2800, so that's most of this stage as well, actually. Ouch. Okay, well maybe there's... Okay, this could go horrendously wrong. This might end up just being a Moho flyby, since we possibly lost the lander at this point. What we will do is we will change this so that it's just enough of a burn to capture it. Okay, that's it. That's enough of a burn to capture. That's still using, yeah. This is not looking good. That was... Oh man. Let's see. 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 3 hours. Okay, we've got enough time to do the burn. The problem is we don't have enough fuel. Yeah, really wish I hadn't done that, but we've also lost the radiators, which means that we might even lose the nuclear engines on the attempt to circularize. I'm so tempted to reload the save, but the point of hard mode is not to do that, so we are going to have to we're going to have to live with it, and we may well end up losing the lander. Let's not make that mistake again. Right, so that's that. We need to add our maneuver alarm for that. Which is, yeah, this is going to be annoying. Again, because we can't even refuel that because we need oxidizer. We don't have any oxidizer in the main ship. And we're going to be using the entire rest of this stage to get into to even capture at Moho, let alone. Okay, anyway, next one is Icarus. Let's jump to this ship. I suspect we've lost a lander, and hopefully we've got enough Delta V in the main ship to get back. I mean, hopefully we do. Or at least get to Kerbal, even if we have to refuel it in a high orbit and go around Kerbal when we get back. And again, maybe we can use the anyway. No sense going back. That was a very, very stupid mistake on my part. Cool. That's we'll get rid of this as well because we need to do the Scannersat next. Yeah, so we'll... Yeah, because that's going to be not too far, so we need to do this, then the Scannersat is the plan. So we rotate towards where we want to point, and then this should be all in a single stage, thankfully. Maybe we can refuel this from the... But yeah, I don't think we've got enough Delta V in the stage left over to land on Moho. And we have no source of oxidizer. Because I think everything else is purely nuclear. But that's a bugger. Wish I had quick save, but I do not. So anyway, let's do this one before we do anything else. we'll do a similar thing here. So this is all going to happen in one stage, thankfully. So we can switch to the map. Actually, we'll switch to the map view now. We've got 14 seconds before we start burning. Switch to focus you on Moho, so that we have our view of when our orbit comes in. 2, 1, 0, start burn. That'll do. Cool, right, so this is going to be our, basically just to capture, so we have a low and a high orbit. And in fact, we can probably, okay, let's see if we can. There's a 21-minute burn, Jesus Christ. That's the burn just to capture, just to end up in the sphere of influence. We should have time to do it, I think. I guess we'll find out. 38 days, 4 hours, 37 minutes. Okay, we're arriving before the lander. Which is interesting. But that is a lot of delta V. That's 3,000, and we're not even lowering our orbit. I think to lower the orbit isn't that much more. Right, let's have a look. So the next thing is Comsat deployment. Where is the Moho Scannersat? Have we not done that? Yeah. I think we've forgotten about the Scannersat. We've got 4 hours before this burns. Let's see if we can't fix the see if we can't address the Scannersat issue, because we appear to have missed the Scannersat. I thought I'd added a maneuver for it. Apparently I didn't. So I suppose the question is, I know we do have a maneuver. Oh, we do have a maneuver. I didn't have an alarm for the T minus. Okay, we haven't actually hit the maneuver yet. Okay, that's useful. I mean, that is lucky. Lucky that I checked, because we are very nearly the maneuver for this. It doesn't actually. It looks like we have. It looks like we have missed the. Yeah, we have. We completely missed the previous maneuver, haven't we? The ascending node is all the way back here, and we are not. Our orbits are not aligned. So this maneuver isn't going to do us anything. No, there's our descending node. So let's add a maneuver here. Ascending node there. So we're descending, so we want to be going up. No, this is right. Okay, right, yeah. So okay. So we haven't screwed this. I thought we'd miss the descending node completely. No, that's fine. We got 1 hour and 29 minutes before this happens. Oh yeah, oh that's right. I think I deleted the Scannersat and then forgot to switch to it. So this is in 1 hour. That's in 3 hours. So that shouldn't interfere with our time warp, hopefully. Cool. Alright, this should all be done within one stage, so hopefully we can just do this burn. Yeah, I'd forgotten about the Scannersat. I think I was probably a bit distracted with the fact that we lost the lander. Which again is really annoying. I was looking forward to trying that out on Moho, and it's probably not going to have the fuel to do it now. Cool, right, so before we do anything else, we've still got 2 hours, so we've got enough time to sort out this next maneuver here, which should hopefully be the one that actually gets us our intercept. Although our orbit's quite a lot larger. Let's add a maneuver. Let's just lower it down, see what our... Okay, that's not great. We're gonna like try rotate our periapsis this way. There we go. That is okay. Well, I think that's okay because I think we do have we should have fuel in this section, so I'm not sure why I think stage 0 has no fuel. Liquid fuel oxidizer. Fuel tank. Carrier liquid fuel engine. Yeah, I think it's wrong. Hello. We'll pretend. We'll assume that there is actually fuel in this thing because there should be. Let's focus on Moho. Again, we want this thing to come over the pole. So 50 kilometers should work. Yeah, it's 25 to... Okay, well this is in 7 days. Let's add this as a maneuver. Let's switch to Comsat deployment. Let's do this maneuver. Okay, this should hopefully have a fair amount of fuel in it. So hopefully there's enough fuel left in this after we're done that we can at least refuel the main ship, so we can definitely get back to Moho. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's point us out where we want to go. Again, I am surprised they did not install radiators on this thing. So yeah, this is assuming that we don't lose the engines entirely on approach to Moho, because these things may well overheat. And especially if we've got like a significant burn time, we might not be able to avoid it. So we might end up losing everything except the right. point where we want to go. We shouldn't have any alarms interrupting us. And again, whilst we're doing that, let's focus view on Moho so that we have our map reference when we get there. $300.1, I think that'll do. Right, so before I forget anything else, let's turn these back up to full power. As I've done that, I've made that mistake before. Let's see what this is going to look like. So just to fuck me, 32-minute burn. Christ. Right, what is the app access we actually want? 532555. So that is a half hour. That's a half hour burn. Fuck me. Even at 4 times speed, that's going to be like, what, 7 minutes? Do we even have... Parallax is 52 days. 52 days, 3 hours. I think we have enough. 52 days, 3 hours. 52 days. That's parallaxes afterwards. I'm wanting the parallaxes before, which is 52 day, 5 hours, 12. 52 days. No. Alright, 52 days, 2 hours, 54 minutes. 52 days, 3 hours, 37. Again, maybe enough time to do the burn, but that's going to be a crikey long burn. And again, 3,000 of which is most of our fuel, but hopefully, like, once we're there, we're actually in the orbit we want. And then it'll hopefully just be a case of rendezvousing and hopefully refueling the main ship. But yeah, I think the lander, like, we can get lander into orbit, but unfortunately we can't land it. Which is a bit irksome, to say the least. Anyway. Okay, we've got that's happening after the Dres burns. So let's switch back to the Moho Scannersat and see if we actually do have Delta V on our last stage, which we should do because it's got fuel, so I'm not sure why it doesn't think it does. He seems rather confused. Again, we have a liquid fuel burning engine. We have liquid fuel, an oxidizer. So I don't know why it's yeah, I think it's just a bug. But we will find out when we do it in stage. So we want to get rid of this because we don't want to screw up the warp. Again, I think the burn time here will be wrong, but at the same time, I think it will. If definitely will matter too much the exact timing. I keep forgetting to make Moho my focus my view on Moho for the actual like final. Right. Moment of truth. What the? I bloody wonder at him. Ah, great. I have to correct that. Why did I think that was the oh wait, no, I want to set that as target. And I need to complete this. Right, so what were we doing? It was mostly this, wasn't it? Alright, we have 2000. Do this whole thing again. So we've got day before the node. Okay, and we're coming up. Well, we're near the top at least. That's good. Reduce this down. Get this going. Hopefully across the center. $80 kilometers will do. I don't think we've got any other alarms coming up in the next day, have we? Cool. Right, let's just finish this off. Why the hell did I think? Why the hell did I think that thing was the prime? Was the like? Why did I think that thing was like the primary thing? Anyway, might not have enough delta V to. This might not have enough delta V. I have a feeling it's because we're not doing the most efficient intercept here, but just in theory. How much delta V does this actually require? Oh, stop it! That is 4,000 delta. That is a lot. I feel like maybe we can do this. Is there a way of doing maneuver one more? Maneuver one more efficiently. Okay, let's get rid of maneuver 2 because that's going to be useless. Is it auto saving? Maneuver 1. Right. Maneuver 1. Right, okay. So this is obviously like not a very efficient intercept. I guess because our orbits are quite different. So if we were to basically get rid of this, add it again. Oh no, stop. I don't want to warp there, I want to add a maneuver. It definitely seems like we're completely missing Moho at this point. I mean, this thing doesn't necessarily need to arrive straight away. I mean, we can do it. We can hopefully get a better thing on another orbit, but. So we're arriving here when it's here, which is like quite wrong. But yeah, we're have nowhere near enough delta V to actually get the job done. Because it's going to take 4,000 to. I feel like it might have been idea just to have this thing arrive way later. Because I don't think we're going to be going back to Moho for a while, so. Let's just zero all this out. Let's just do this little orbit's touch. At which point, yep. Yeah, that looks a bit nicer. Of course, it's in a year, but. Okay. Alright. So hopefully this should be a bit more. Hopefully a bit more doable this time. Again, way more than we actually have. Okay, how much do I actually just like capture it all? Okay. That is to capture it anyway, and again it is 3,000, so yeah, it needs to be in a polar orbit though. Yeah, this is annoying. This isn't going to have enough delta V to actually capture Moho at all. I don't think there's really a way of doing that. I mean, that's probably the best like intercept we're going to get. However, well, I could try it, but I imagine it's probably not going to work. Like, we are short about 5,000 delta V here. Yeah, well, Scannersat's not going to work, but well, not much you can do about that now. Because I think it needs to be in an orbit to be able to scan. I don't think we can scan on a flyby, so hopefully the Dres one will be a bit more successful. Yeah, we might as well add the next one. I mean, it's going to be in a while. Okay, right. So I suppose the next thing to do will be to actually try and do the approach to Moho. So what are we looking at here? So we've got yeah, so we've got our capture of that and the lander. Then we've got a bunch of Dres stuff. Hopefully Dres won't be as difficult. But I guess we'll find out. So yeah, we'll go. We'll jump to this one. We'll get rid of the science lab. And we'll get rid of this because we're about to do that one. 21-minute burn, damn. So this is going to be, what, about 5 minutes of burning even with the... Let's hope these radiators work. Might as well try this. I can imagine temperature gauges will start popping up at some point soon. I'm just kind of hoping this doesn't result in a rescue mission, because I'm assuming 3,000 delta V is going to be about the same to even get back to an intercept of Kerbal. So I'm kind of hoping we can refuel. Oh, that's Moho anyway. Parallax is going up, which is... I guess now's probably as good a time as any to try and get a screenshot. Before everything goes wrong. temperature. Climbing, but not as fast. It seems to be fine. I have a feeling that like things that don't have radiators are not gonna last. I have a feeling we're probably gonna lose everything that, because the I think the yeah. Oh, okay, hang on. Our Parallax is way closer than I like. It's still fine. Hang on. It's still safe, but only just. Let's keep an eye on Parallax and hope it doesn't get too low. Parallax is going down again. I don't want to get Parallax below 20. Okay, right. We have an orbit. Our periaxis is low, but we can raise that back at apoapsis. We'll land us in 9 days. I have a feeling we're almost certainly going to lose the lander because we don't have radiators on the lander and we can't do anything about that. So. I'll do. Okay, so we have an orbit. I'm just gonna have a quick loo break because yeah, I need one. I will be back in a moment. Sorry about that. Nature called, but yes, this is not gone as quite as well as I'd hoped. The main question now is, firstly, how much delta V does this thing think we have? Yeah, this thing seems to have 6,000, which should hopefully be enough to get us back. Even though this thing is rather confused as to how much we have. So we are in an orbit around Moho, so we can at least get some orbital science while we're here. So it's not hopefully not a completely wasted trip. Although, yeah, I don't think we'll be landing, and I'm not 100% sure the Comnet will actually. I don't think the Comnet's going to survive the capture burn either. So this has been like, fingers crossed we haven't actually. Oh, why hasn't it captured the game yet? Come on. Looking for a game to capture. Games are running for a few minutes, why aren't you capturing it? Try this. Game's running, why aren't you doing? Why aren't you working? There we go, it's found it now. Of course it has. Right, cool. So yeah, sorry, no, like we are in orbit over Moho, so like according to Kerbal Engineer Redux, we should hopefully have enough to get ourselves back. But I don't think we're gonna have any more fuel, so yeah. Hopefully this won't be a complete bust, but anyway, we should be in space higher than Moho. I don't think we're getting a landing though. Log observation data. Keep experiment. Transfer it into here. Log it. Keep it. Transfer into there. Log it. Put it in the lab. Scan gamma rays. Keep. Transfer to there. Scan gamma rays. Keep. Transfer to there. Scan gamma rays. Process in the lab. This one also needs to be a log it, keep it, transfer it to here. Log it, keep it, transfer it to there. Log it and put it in the lab. Keep this. Transfer to here. Run it. Keep it. Transfer it to there. So that should be everything in here. And we run that again. Okay, that's fine then. Then we clean the experiments. Conduct material study. Keep it, transfer it into this one this time. Preserve the goo. Keep it and transfer it into there. Log pressure data. Keep it, transfer it into there. Log temperature. Keep it, transfer it into there. Log gravity. Keep it, transfer it into there. Cool. Then we have this thing clean experiments again. We transfer our friendly Macfrid to here. We EVA Macfrid. We will go, we will actually, before he does anything, we will switch to this. We will do the crew report. Switch to Macfred. We will grab that report. He will do an EVA report. He will climb down. He'll store stuff in there. Let's switch to this. Hopefully this should then, if we transfer to there, then hopefully like most of the things won't. Yeah. Then you can do the same thing again. So we get a crew report from here. Keep that, and we switch back to him. We take this data. He does an EVA report. We keep that. We store the experiments in there again. Then we grab a copy of all the data here. So we collect it, we restore it. Observe mystery goo. Keep it. Collect it, restore it. Log pressure. Take that data. Log temperature. Take that data. Log gravity. Take that data. Don't think we can do anything with this. So we've got a copy of everything there. We do an EVA report. We climb back up. We download the data from here. Then do the usual thing of we switch back to here. Do a crew report here. Then we switch back. We take that report. And then we store the experiments. Then we go and board the lab. Cool, so that's should be science from in space high, and then hopefully when we get around to 50 kilometers, we'll be in space low over Moho. Again, this thing we've got 3,000 meters per second delta V, whereas for some reason Kerbal Engineer Redux seems to think we have like double that. So I'm not sure which one to believe there. Where's Moho? Let's think what we've got coming up. We've got Moho lander is the next thing in 7 days, but I think we can do our in orbit low science before we do anything else. So let's warp here. Still in space high. Still in space high. In space low, right. Cool, let's oh yeah, we can't do that one at the moment. Okay, right, so transfer to here. 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 And then transfer to there. Right, so we get this thing to clean the experiments. Cool. Then we still in space low, so we hit 5 again. Then we keep that. We transfer this to here, this to here, this to there, this to there, this to there, this is done, this to there as well. This one also goes in there, and that's all of those. And whilst we're hopefully still in space low, we transfer Samlin this time to here. We EVA Samlin. Switch to this thing. We crew report. Oh, cancel. Okay, so he goes up. He takes the data. He stores the data. We then, oh yeah, sorry, there was a crew report in there, wasn't there? So this is a crew report. He take data. He do EVA report. He store experiments. We transfer this to this, although only 2 of them should get transferred. We switch back to him. Actually, we switch back to this. We do our crew report again. We switch back to him. We go up. Hopefully staying in space low. Really just passing the take that. We do our EVA report. We go down back. I really just pass the periapsis, so we should have as much time again to do the last set of data. Cool, and then we do everything we can. So we switch back to this. We do 5. So material study we keep. Crew report we keep. This can go in. And we keep this stuff. And then we switch back to him. We collect all of this data. Collect this. Restore it. Take this. Take this. Take this. Do an EVA report. Head up. Download this data. This should have we take this, we store 17 experiments, and then we go and we board the science lab again, and this is probably the last time we're going to be doing this because I don't think we're getting any more science from anywhere. Because we are very much like hoping we can get back, which I'm not sure we can. But we shall find out. Well, we'll see what happens with the lander and stuff. See what else actually makes it into orbit. So we will. The next thing up is the Moho lander. So let's jump to this, and let's see if this even survives. 10-minute burns. It's not so bad, but I don't think the nuclear engine is going to survive. I mean, these are way too far away, and these ones unfortunately are broken. Which means, yeah, I think we're probably going to lose the nuclear stage, which means we're going to lose most of our. Yeah, I'll be surprised if this thing even makes it out. Like we might. I don't think this thing. Like I think the top section might get into orbit. The problem is that nothing else. I don't think anything else will. We're going to have to jettison everything else to get into orbit. But yeah, let's turn this off. So 10-minute burn isn't too bad. The problem is that yeah, I'd be surprised if these engines can survive. I mean, they're already what 180. Well, they're already at 200. That's only going to go up. Like if these remained intact, we might have been in with a shot, but I don't think this is going to work. But we'll see. Maybe if we can get into orbit, we can at least refuel. We can at least refuel it at some later point, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So that's that. That's in 5 days. Our thing's in 4 days. So I don't even know what Moho is at the moment. I mean, in theory, it'll be somewhere over there. But let's try this. I'll be surprised if it works. I think we're gonna lose the nuclear engines. And we're probably going to lose the nuclear engines way before we actually get enough. Where's Moho? I think we're going to lose the nuclear engines way before we get enough delta V out of them to be able to get this thing into orbit. Like again, maybe with these 2 stages, maybe we get something into orbit, but I don't think it's going to be. And again, our Parallax is quite far. This isn't as far up, so we might end up landing on it anyway. Although with nowhere near enough delta V to actually not die. Let's see what happens. I mean, got it this far, might as well try. I think if we had been burning when we separated, we might have saved the radiators. But we'll see what the temperature looks like. Maybe it'll stabilize, but Okay, Parallax is going down again. We're down below 20 kilometers of thing now. I do want to what the? Stop putting it there. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh god. Stop it. Right. New maneuver. Okay, no. Stop it. Alright. I just want to capture, nothing more. Okay, right, that's fine. Let's just point at maneuver and start burning. We almost went past the periapsis, I don't really care, because like, if the periapsis goes down we can re-raise it. I'm just a bit cautious of not capturing in time. need a capture. Right, I'll do. Right, that's a capture burn. But yeah, I'd be surprised if we get right. So do we not? Oh yeah, we're out of communication range. Where's Kerbal from here? Okay, Kerbal is there. So yeah, I think that's because we're behind it. Alright, what's our next thing? Our next thing is the Dres Scannersat in 3 hours. Okay. Let's see, we're reaching this in 2 days, so we have time to do Dres Scannersat and then see if we can get this, like, what is it to land on Moho again? 870. So if we can fix the orbit with 870 meters per second to spare, maybe we can use the lander, but I don't think it'll work. Let's see if we pass out of Moho shadow in time. Oh, we're back. Cool. Let's get a 20-kilometer periapsis again. And how long would it take to circularize at 20 kilometers? So the well, I said the nuclear engines didn't seem to be in any danger of going, so we might be all right. Problem is, I imagine there's probably not going to be a lot of margin for error for this. $308. Oof, that's going to leave us a bit with not enough. But I mean, we could send a fuel tank and refuel it. I mean, there's no rush to get back. So as long as we can get it into a stable Moho orbit, if we just send a big fuel tank, then I think we might be able to we might be able to salvage this mission. It might just take a bit longer than Right, cool. So we've got this. We'll add. So it won't necessarily be a rescue mission. It'll just be a refuel mission. So we'll add this. Our next thing is Dres Scannersat. So that's our current I suppose the question will be whether we have signal strength to recircularize there. But I mean, yeah, in theory, if we get this thing like into an orbit, even if it isn't fully fueled, we can hopefully refuel it. But anyway, so Dres Scannersat first job. So let's jump to this. So yeah, we can't use the thing to refuel, but again, I feel like maybe a Moho transfer window might come up. Because I think Moho transfer windows maybe come up more regularly than other ones do, because Moho's further in, so it orbits more quickly. 2 hours 56 minutes, 642. Okay, where is this? Like, control from here. So we're going to have to do the staging of this thing. It might be because it was on the because it was attached to the launcher, so maybe it thinks, yeah, okay, that's I say irksome because it means that the yeah. Anyway, we have 2 hours and 57 minutes. Let's get rid of this. So this is the first thing that's going to be hopefully getting our Dres encounter. So yeah, we don't have any other thing time-wise to interrupt us. So let's go and do this burn. Time on. Oh wow, it's already 8:45. Time flies when everything goes wrong. Say everything. I mean, like one big issue, which might be salvageable. I just don't like the idea of having said that, once you've done the burn and you've and you're on your escape trajectory, I think you probably got a lot more leeway in terms of getting yourself home. So let's 26 seconds to go. We might only need to send like an oxidizer and like a fuel tank, because we might be able to fully refuel with the yeah. Because I think the the Moho with the lander, the nuclear engines weren't anywhere near overheating when it came in, so you know, maybe it can. Also, with the Comnet, we're coming in with a much higher periapsis, so we should have a lot more leeway in terms of lowering it on the. In terms of lowering it on the way that in terms of lowering it on the Okay, well, I think 0.1 meters per second is probably fine. So let's just double check this one to make sure we still have our interaction with Dres, which is currently here. Got to correct it a bit. So we are coming in a little bit far away. Still, let's right, which directions are we using here? We're using a lot of that. So periapsis. Okay. Oop. Kilometers. Don't want to land it. We want to put it into orbit. What is this one looking like? 1360. Yeah, it should be doable because it should have 2000 delta. It should have like 2000 delta V in it. So we're doing this one in one stage. So hopefully, assuming we don't get screwed over by the. I guess we just burn retrograde when we get here. But yeah, that's in 38 days. So we will add that and remember it. So it's 38 days, 3 hours. The Moho lander again in 2 days. The Intrepid in 2 days, 4 hours. There's all kinds of things happening. Right, so we've got this thing hopefully sorted out for its next maneuver. And again, the next maneuver will be, yeah. Cool. Let's go back to the Moho lander. 2 days, 2 hours away. Okay. I'm going to hope that the Intrepid won't screw with us, because I don't want to forget it. Because the Intrepid's, because the actual, that's the crew in it. So I'd rather like screw this up and have it crash than mess with the crewed mission. So do this. I guess if we I have to make all these 10. It's a 3-second burn rather than a. Okay, right. So we don't have. So the only thing that might screw us is Intrepid. So let's hope it doesn't. Okay, that's good. So I think this might be salvageable, but it might just mean they're staying at Moho for a bit longer than they originally planned. Again, if Kerbalism was a thing, then this would be a problem. But it isn't, so like the Kerbals are happy to stay out in space as long as they like. No need to worry about them running out of food or anything, which obviously if that was a problem, then yeah, we would have an issue, because we'd have to scrub this. But again, like, as long as we've got both stages of this lander in an orbit and we can refuel it, I think we can salvage it. Okay. 20. There we go. Alright, let's bonk you back up to full power, because I imagine the next one will be a somewhat longer burn otherwise. There we go. Alright, 31-second burn. All of you guys are on full power now. So what is anything happening within the next 2 days? Intrepid is happening in 45. So let's add you. Although again, it's not like the end of the world if this thing goes off, because I mean we're on a stable orbit now, so this thing is going to keep orbiting. Yeah, nicely coplanar. That's, I imagine that's presumably to be expected. Again, Intrepid's Icarus is fine to sort of spin around. But yeah, we also have the Moho Comset deployment arriving, which hopefully that will be our fuel for our replacement fuel for the mothership. Yeah, so let's switch to Intrepid. Which is going to involve nuclear engines starting up. Because why? Okay, don't need to worry too much about things overheating with Dres, because like the only thing we need to worry about really is if we have enough energy from the solars, which I'm hoping we do. But yes. So 3-minute burn. And again, this should have enough delta V to get there and back. So we hopefully don't need to worry too much about the Dres ship. But we will delete this. We will time warp to our node. We will execute our node. And we'll look at when we'll sort this out. I think maybe the Comnet might actually survive it into orbit, so... and again, because the periapsis we're coming in at is a lot higher, we've got a lot more leeway in terms of lowering it to slow down. Whereas we didn't with those because we were coming in close to the planet, so I'm thinking I might actually adjust things for Dres to come in higher up, so we've got a lot... because these nuclear engines take a while to take a long burn, so... Nearly overburnt that. I'll do. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I might have modified our plan for Dres to come in a bit higher rather than coming in at whatever periapsis we plan, which at the moment is, yeah, a million's probably a bit much, like 1,000 kilometers, but I mean I could see like, make sure we don't have anything coming up in the absolute near future. Dres lander in 4 hours. Moho lander still in 2 days. So okay, right. So maneuver 1 is there. Right, which way are we coming in at the moment? Because we do want to be... Yeah, we are coming on the right side, we want to be counterclockwise. So what are we using in terms of numbers at the moment? It's mostly prograde retrograde, so... Wow, that's sensitive. So I'm thinking maybe like... 150k? Maybe? What happens if you're coming close? Because essentially like... Yeah, it's not super great. $150k maybe. So that's a 35-second burn, 135. And if we add one here and pull on the old retro, just to capture a tool, is 930, which isn't so bad. Like that's what, a few minutes. That's nine times. So that's what, about 3 minute. Wait, no, half a minute. So about 10 times. So it'd be about 5-minute burn, which isn't too bad. Even better if we can get just to the edge of the sphere of influence. Okay, that's just enough to capture. 914. Okay, so it's KSS Intrepid in 41 days, which comes in here. That's good. Next thing up is the Dres lander in 4 hours. So let's jump to that. Okay, we're passing 9 o'clock now, so I probably want to do like another... What I really want to do is I want to get to the Moho lander, or but like at least get to Moho Comsat getting into orbit. That's a 3-minute and 43-second burn, and then oof. 4 hours and 9 minutes. That is not far. That is not a big difference, is it? Okay, so can I do this to stop it from killing warp? So let's stop this from. Can we? Oh wait. They do nothing. Because we don't want this one to kill the warp because we're going to be going over a few minutes of it. So once we've done with this, we need to jump straight to Dres Comsat and do that. Then sort out maneuver nodes. So subsequent maneuvers. So yeah, so this is not going to kill warp anymore. I think that's probably just the best thing to do. Yeah, give us show message if ship not active. Close alarm details. Right, so that shouldn't kill our warp anymore. So I need to start doing that because that way we keep it in the thing, so we know about it. But we don't. But it doesn't screw with our warping. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So let's do this. Because again, we're not going to have a lot of margin here. I'm really hoping Dres Comsat deployment doesn't require that long a burn, because well, it shouldn't do, because this is like. I mean, if anything, it should be less of a burn than this, because this thing's massive. But we will find out. Again, there's a bit of leeway there, so. Oh crap! I forgot to close that one, but that's fine. It didn't actually. I think it's possibly because the vessel was active. So yes, let's so we do this, we jump straight to ComSat deployment. Because in theory this should give us 5 minutes of leeway roughly. I'll do. Right, so we switch to Dres ComSat deployment. We leave this for now. This is in 52 days. So actually we can oh yeah, we'll actually, what we'll do is we will add this one anyway. And then we'll switch to this one. Yeah, it's a great idea to launch 2 missions within days of each other, wasn't it? Right, this is a... Okay, we've got 4 minutes, so we need to start this burn, so that's alright. Oh yeah, this gives us 2 minutes leeway, that's fine. So let's close this. It's the point where we want to point before we do our adjustment burn. Again, 2 minute burns, this should be fine. Okay, we're pointing where we want to point. So we get as far as like getting the Moho lander into a low orbit, and then we can see how much fuel we need to take to it, and how feasible it'll be to do so. Okay, now we can speed this up. do nicely. Right, so now we can check this one's next maneuver to see if it's to see if we're still getting the intercept we want with Dres. Periapsis is on the right side of it. It's probably not quite the right. It's a little high. Slow down. This is mostly radial. Again, 200 kilometers, we do get a bit of leeway for the deceleration burn. And we are coming in the right direction, right? Yeah. I guess we can plot our hypothetical capture burn to go down to 342 would be the ideal. Or 2.915. Again, we don't need to worry too much about that, but that's what a 1400 delta V. Again, well within our fuel limit. So 1400 is about what, 4 times this, so it'll be about an 8-minute burn. Cool, that's entirely feasible. So let's add this. Make sure they're those are a few hours apart, so that's fine. So the next thing up is Comsat deployment in 3 hours time. What time are we on? 10 past. Again, I'm going to get as far as Moho lander and then see how feasible it would be to send some fuel to get that lander back in service. So let's jump to the Comsat deployment and see if this thing survives burning, like capture burn to capture burn to Moho. Again, it might. Yeah, I don't like that. I suppose there'll be a... Actually, let's leave like one of each extended. Just whilst we're approaching Moho. So the question is, yeah, will these right, do we have our... We do have our dish, which means that we shouldn't need to worry about that. This is a 32-minute burn. That seems a bit... that does seem a little ridiculous. No. Okay, so this on Moho, right? Is there a way of like breaking this up so that so we do just like 80% of the burn before we get there. Yeah, this is going to take most of the next half hour. Really need that a time warp, but yeah, I guess we'll see if the engines survive it. Okay, well let's see if this works. Keep an eye on the periapsis. If that gets within 20, we're gonna have problems. But let's see what this does. And we'll see if what the temperature is like, because we're starting at 300, which is about what the part temperature is fine, but the heatsink temperature is steadily climbing. I assume the heatsink starts maxes out at some point, and then the part temperature starts going up. See if we break 1000k. No, Parallax is going down now, but again, as long as it doesn't go down too much, we should be okay. Again, all I need to do is capture. Capture without crashing, basically. We're over 1000k on the heat sink. We're not halfway through the burn yet, though. This might be doable. 275 periapsis, so we're still fine there. Okay, it's still climbing, but it's not climbing as fast. I think we're reaching like an equilibrium point at some point soon, so hopefully it's not going to but yeah, I would rather have had those radiators. I should have put them. I should have installed them. I'd have been a lot happier with radiators installed than without. But it seems to like they're not overheating. I think we're going to be okay. Oh yeah, what's our Okay, our Parallax is. Let's just go back to normal time warp. Okay, what if we were to do a capture burn now? Oh wait, yeah, so add a bit over here and wait for the autosave to kick in. Just to capture is okay, 440. That's fine. 2-minute 38-second burn. I think that's doable, and then we can worry about adjusting the orbits once they're actually captured, even if it takes several orbits and several burns to do. But yeah, let's see. There's something else happening in the next half hour, is there? No, that's 1 day away. Okay, so the temperatures go back down now. The only question is, are we going to be within probe control at that point? I think we will actually. Yeah, we should be fine. We're still on escape trajectory, which is what I'm concerned about. Oh, hang on. Let's do this so 50% of the burn either side. But I'm surprised actually. I'm surprised these engines have survived as long as they have. Like, out of anything, these it should be better in the dark because it gets a lot colder. Okay, we have an orbit. And we still have 3 nuclear engines that have not exploded. So I feel like that is a success. That is potentially a salvage. So the next thing is can we? So that should start dropping now. Okay, so this is now in an orbit, which will work for us. Again, we can fine tune it later. So yeah, so the Scannersat is not arriving for a while. That's in a year's time. So let's go and do the Moho lander. Let's circularize that and see how much fuel we have left after we've done that circularization, and figure out what we need to deliver to refuel that so that we can actually do our landing, and how long it's feasibly going to take. So if we get rid of this, that's in 5 days, so that shouldn't interfere with us. Point where we want to point, this is a 31-second burn. 308 meters per second, so yeah, I mean, like, we just not have enough. So I want to write down how much fuel we're missing in these things. Probably like transfer everything into these smaller tanks, so we're just refilling the one tank when we actually get around to it. And then again, hope that we have communication reach when we actually get around to it. Again, if we don't, you know, we're I suppose the dangerous thing will be if we lose probe control partway through the burn, then it'll just deorbit itself. At which point we send a new one. So we don't lose connection to Space Center, because if we do, then with this thing's going down. If we go to partial probe control, I cut the engines. We might be okay though. What's our parameter size? Way too low. 16K? No, we need it more than that. Hope we can maintain. 18, 19. Come on, just as much to get up to 20. Okay. Right, so our periapsis is there, 20 kilometers. In 34 minutes. I don't think we've got anything else happening in the next 5 days, do we? No. Cool. And that's add a maneuver. Actually, can we get MechJeb to do this? Maneuver planner, circularize at next periapsis, create node. Okay. Nice 1 second burn, and then we see how much fuel we have left and how much we need to transport. full probe control for this because I need to do fine control. Because this is not a very long burn. I don't want to overdo it. There, I'll do. Don't want the TV to go on standby. Okay, cool. Right, so let's do a question is, do we have enough control to transfer everything from the main tank into the small tanks, just so that we only have the one tank to refill, basically. And it saves on our there should be 8 of these small tanks if I recall. So yeah, 4 baguettes and 4 dumplings. Yeah, so baguette, dumpling, baguette, 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 dumpling, 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 and then we get this one. And we see if we can't transfer these out. So that way we only have the one tank to refill. Assuming we can actually refill it from the top, which, again, I think we tried and we weren't able to, so maybe we'll have to see if we can. If we can't refill it from the top tank, then we definitely have a problem. Because I'm just kind of hoping we can actually refuel it. But I suspect that this thing is going to be in the way. So I might have to get a grabby claw to inject the fuel, I think, maybe. Because I think this thing blocks the transfer of fuel. So I might have to grab it from the side in order to bypass this thing. But yeah, 845, which is less than the book says we need to land. So, oh wow, it's 20 to 10 already. Cool. Let's see if we can. I don't think we can transfer fuel from the top to the bottom, because I think we tried that and it wouldn't let. Oh no, it does. Okay. Oh no, that's electric charge. Yeah, so yeah, we can't transfer from the top to the bottom, so I think we need a grabby thing to try and get in and grab this for the purposes of transferring the fuel, I think. So I think I'll think of a long... Yeah, so let's make a note of how much fuel we need. So this is... I'm going to make a note of what's in the tank currently. So 318 out of 720 and 389 out of 880. So what, we need like 400 of, about 400 of each. We need the ability to transfer it in, which means we need, I think we need a claw with a we need a claw on a piston, I think. And then hope the claw on the piston works, because there's no other way of transferring fuel into here otherwise. But this is now in orbit, so let's. Well, actually, we can test it on the ground. Actually, we can test if a claw and a piston-based refueling system will work before we actually bother sending anything out. But we won't do that today. This is now stable, so we don't need to do anything with this. We don't need to bother adding this. We've got a couple science labs and then scan. We've got some more things coming up. But this could be salvaged. But I think everything Moho is in a stable orbit, or is probably not getting into a stable orbit. I think the Scannersat's a lost cause. There's 2 pieces of motor. Anyway. But yes, what we will do is we will head back to the Space Center because I think everything is relatively stable for the time being. We will go back to the Space Center hopefully, assuming the autosave doesn't corrupt it or get in the way. But yeah, it's now 20 to 10, so I really should stop the stream. I will see what's going on soon. I will check when the next Moho transfer window is, if it's not a stupidly long time away. So let's have a look at transfer window from Kerbal to Moho. Okay, it's one in about half a year. When is the next Moho? When is the Moho to Kerbal? That is less time. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. We'll have to skip one and then come back later. Okay, so we'll see it. We're going to see if a like recovering the refueling the Moho lander in Moho orbit is feasible, and possibly if we can refuel the add some more fuel to the whatchamacallit, the main ship as well. Even send some more fuel tanks to dock to it or something. But anyway, so we'll save the game. It's not been the most successful of things. I kind of hoped that wouldn't accidentally stage the majority of the fuel of the transfer stage as fuel. But I did, and that happened. And this is hard mode, so there is no going back. One just has to try and salvage what can be salvaged. Anyway, right, let's I think that'll do for today. So yes, thank you for joining me. There won't be a stream on Thursday because I have a thing on. So I might do a stream some other time, although I'm quite busy. So it might just be like next Monday. I'll see if I can schedule in another stream, but it will very much depend. What I will do is I'll switch back to this view here. Haha. My single viewer, which means I can now quit this. So if I do have a solitary view, I'm going to see if it's worth raiding anybody. Someone apart from me. Ooh, that guy's got a lot of viewers. He's got like no viewers. Oh, someone else going to Moho. KSP to Moho. Well, that's English cooperative. Let's see if we can raid them. Random person. I don't know. They're going to Moho. Hopefully they'll be more successful than I am. I have no idea who this person is. They could be the most horrendous person you've ever met. They're just a random person I'm seeing on Kerbal, so see if this works. Yeah, hopefully they're doing a lot better at going to Moho than I am. Off you go. Cheerio.